What's up guys, Justin here with TheSketchUpEssentials.com. So in today's video, we're going to check out an update to an AI rendering program for SketchUp that we've covered on the channel before. Let's go ahead and just jump into it. All right, and so we've talked about Veras AI before, and they've rolled out a couple new versions since we talked about it before. And so this is basically an AI-powered visualization app. You can either install in SketchUp, Revit, or Rhino, and it's also got a web-based version as well. And this one seems to be generating pretty good results overall when it comes to rendering with AI. And so what I wanted to do is I wanted to touch on a couple of the new features and specifically like how those might be able to help us. All right, and so the first thing that they've added inside of the SketchUp app, which I think is really smart, is they've got this Explore mode. What the Explore mode does is it gives you the ability to use some of these pre-made prompts that are over here. And so remember that with artificial intelligence, the prompt is really important, right? And so in this case, right, these are some pre-made prompts, right? So this one, the modern design with large windows, timber building during autumn. What that's going to do is that's going to come in here and that's going to render with that description. And so let's say I was to go into more of a front mode with this cabin. I'm going to go ahead and jump this back into an architectural design style, just because this seems to do better with more information in your image, right? So if I leave this black and white, it'll definitely render it, but it seems to do better if you have the materials in here already, because it kind of uses those as a part of your render. And so note that you have the option to use any of these different prompts, right? So you've got like the timber autumn, you've got the forest rain, as well as like the parametric stuff, the interior stuff. But we're going to go ahead and pick this winter cabin right here. And one thing to note about this is you can use these buttons right here in order to select how many renderings are going to be created. And so when you're in this kind of like early ideation stage, it might be a good idea to render multiple different ones in here, just so you can kind of start getting an idea of what's possible. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to refresh that preview image, and then I'm going to go ahead and tell it to render. And so what it's going to do is it's going to go through and it's going to render out 4 images with the prompts that I've given it. And so if I look at this, this has actually done a pretty good job of creating some realistic renders in here. So what it's done, right, is it's come in here and it's used the information that it had to render this out in a certain style. And so one thing that you can do is you can jump into compose mode. Notice how that prompt is sitting in here like this, right? So we've got our prompt in there so we can make adjustments. And so if we wanted to get a little bit more creative with this, we could come over here and adjust the geometry override, maybe up to like 75 or something like that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to rerun one render just to see what that does. And so this is going to run the same render with the same prompt, but it's going to have more freedom to change the geometry of the image that it's seeing. And so notice when you set that geometry override, that gives the tool a little bit of additional, call it leeway for you to be for it to be able to come in here and make some changes, right? So what it's done, right, is it's taken the upper portion of this cabin, changed it to more of like a glass glazing in here, which I think is actually interesting, right? Like I kind of like this particular scheme in here, but you can see how this has gone through, and when you give it a little bit more leeway, it's going to kind of make some changes and adjustments right here. And so from a visualization standpoint, I think this is actually pretty cool of coming up with different ideas. And so let's take a look at what this might do with an interior. So I've downloaded an example model from the 3D warehouse. You've probably seen this one before. It's been used in a number of different rendering tutorials, but let's say we were to go back into our Explore mode, and let's say that we were to pick one of these, like the living room realistic. And so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to delete out some of these base models in here just to give this a little bit more room to work. So I'm going to use the living room realistic prompt, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pick, we'll go ahead and pick 4 of these again, but I'm going to go ahead and click on render. And so if we take a look at these results, you can see this has done a pretty good job of giving us a space that we can work from, right? And so it's got different materials in here. It didn't go too far from the materials that were in there because we kind of kept those right here, so there's not a lot of geometric override going on or anything like that. But one of the cool things about this newer version is if you look at this, and I'm gonna go ahead and pick this one right here, but if you look at this, notice how there's an option in here in order to use the seed. And so what the seed means is this is going to allow us to use an image that's already been created in order to make adjustments. So this is going to kind of build on top of the render that we've had before, which has been one of my complaints about AI rendering in general, is you can't really build on top of anything. So this, at least theoretically, is supposed to do that. But the other cool thing that they've gotten here is they've got this refine option over here. And what I can do is I can pick a new area. So let's say, for example, that I wanted to change the floor. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select this area right here, and then I'm going to click on the checkbox. Notice how that allows me to select a portion of the rendering, and then I can change the prompt. So in this case, right, I'm going to say, instead of gray wood floor, I'm going to type in red wood floor, or let's say light wood floor. I'm going to click on render selection. So when I do that, what that's going to do is that's going to use this image as a seed or as a basis, right? And then it's going to build on top of that and make changes. And then because we've defined a selected area, it's only going to change the rendering in that selected area and not the other areas. All right, so you can see if I click between these, right, notice how the only thing that's changed is the floor itself, which is actually pretty cool because that has been a real complaint that I've had in the past. But notice how the floor has changed. Now, that being said, I would probably need to give it a slightly better prompt. But one of the things I do think is cool about this is if you look at this, this is actually generating reflections of this object in here as well. So it's not just doing that AI thing where it just kind of takes the average of images and dumps them in there. It's also using some of this stuff that's actually in this scene as well. And so one thing I haven't tried, and we can try it right here actually, is I'm going to delete this shape and I'm going to draw a shape in here. And I have not tried this, so I have no idea if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to type in a value for black leather sofa. And we're going to make sure that we keep this seed set. And I'm going to click on render selection. So when I do that, theoretically, this is going to add a black leather sofa in here. I'm kind of interested to see what it does. And so you can see it came in here and I didn't actually do anything. I'm gonna go ahead and crank that geometry override up and try it again. Maybe we'll put it at like 80. And we'll just say add a black leather sofa in this location. We're gonna try again. We'll go ahead and set this to maybe 2 renders instead of 4. And so you can see that this didn't necessarily give us what we were looking for. It definitely did not add a black leather sofa in that location. So probably your best bet in a situation like this is the kind of furniture that you want. You might just want to add it in SketchUp. We'll go ahead, we'll add this sofa right here, probably scale it down because that's way too big. And then we'll just go ahead and re-render it with that sofa. And if I rerun that render, notice how I've got the black sofa in here. And you could come in here and you could refine that as well, right? So again, you'd want to take this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna crank up our geometry override. We're gonna crank up our prompt strength, and we're just going to type in something like white cloth sofa. And so what we want, right, is we want this to come in here and re-render our selection. And so this is definitely where I find AI still to be a little bit tricky, is it did change this to a cloth sofa for sure, but it didn't change the color. So again, that's something where I'm not a massive fan of the way that it kind of like pasted this in here. I think there's still some work to be done there, but overall still a really interesting application for AI. You're probably better off just swapping out your own furniture in there at that point. Now there is also a web-based version of this now where you can upload your images directly into the web-based version. So if you'd rather take a snip and then drop it in here, it is the same general layout as the SketchUp version, so it should be really familiar to you. And so these guys are probably doing the best of anyone I've seen so far of trying to like update and add new features to make this a little more useful. I mean, you can see how some of the results they're getting are really good. So I'm not a great prompt writer, so my results are kind of like a little bit iffy, but I do think that these are definitely improvements that make this more like a tool that I might actually use. So some of this stuff with the cabins I think is pretty cool. But overall, I think the technology is still developing. I still think it's got a ways to go, but I think it is super interesting. And so if you are interested in giving Veras AI a try, you can check it out on their website. I'll link to that in the notes down below. But mostly I'd just love to hear from you. What do you think about the development direction of AI as well as Veras AI in general? Do you like the features and the direction they're going? I just love having that conversation with you guys. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.